There is an adage, there is a saying, that if you leave the story of your life for your enemies or opposition to write, they will write it anyhow and their own way. And their own ways may not be the best for you. The Africans left the story of their life for the white to write, and they wrote it the way they like it. One unbeliever who muddled up everything, he said they used Christianity for slavery in Africa. Africans have received Christianity long before it got to Europe and America. 3 sets of Europeans came to Africa. There is something we call power encounter. When the gods of the white missionaries defeated most of their idols, that is when our fathers surrendered to them.
In 2014, reports surfaced claiming that Bishop David Oyedepo, the richest pastor in Africa, had been banned from traveling to the UK. One major issue was that over €1 million was allegedly sent from the UK church to its headquarters in Nigeria, a move that raised concerns and did not sit well with the authorities. But all this can be traced back to the year 2002. In that year, Bishop Oyedepo officially started Winners Chapel International in London. And as you would expect, many Africans who had moved to London and already knew Bishop Oyedepo quickly joined the church, happy that Papa had finally opened a branch that helped them stay connected to the mandate. This UK branch was opened as part of Bishop Oyedepo's plan to spread the gospel across the world.
I am sent for the liberation of the men and women of this generation. God sent me in an 18-hour-long vision to go say to the world, enough is enough. Satan, stop there.
But pay close attention. In the UK, things work differently, so the church had to be registered as a charitable organization under the name World Mission Agency, Winners Chapel International. And as you would expect, once a Winners Chapel church opens anywhere, crowds will always gather. As the years rolled by, the church quickly became one of the largest and fastest growing Pentecostal churches in the region. And you know how it works. When a church has that many people, naturally, a lot of money begins to flow. But remember, they are registered as a charitable organization, which means the government in UK expects them to use the money coming in for the public good and to clearly show how every penny of their money is used. Anything less would raise serious questions. And this is where the real challenge begins. To avoid unnecessary trouble with the government, it's always wise to follow the rules. Around 2013, an investigation was launched into Winners Chapel in the UK over serious allegations of financial irregularities. But even before the investigation began, Winners Chapel had made every effort to operate within the law and follow all the guidelines given by the authorities. They really tried their best. They ran a food bank giving free food in many of their church locations to help families who were struggling. It was called the Ark Food Bank. They also provided resources, support and shelter for the homeless, making sure individuals facing housing challenges had a safe place to get back on their feet. But that was not all. They even offered skill development programs, teaching education, business and employability skills so people could improve their lives. They really tried their best. On top of that, Winners Chapel promoted health, safety and well-being with various initiatives just to keep the community healthy and safe. And they did not stop there. They also partnered with other charities and organizations to make their impact even bigger. And even though all of these efforts were commendable, it did not stop the investigations. According to the UK authorities, around 16 million euros, which came into the church between 2008 and 2011, was said to have been spent wrongly. Remember, they are registered as a charity, right? So the authorities have the right to probe their spendings. There were also concerns that a significant amount of money, over 1 million euros, raised between 2009 and 2011, was reportedly sent to the church headquarters in Ota, Nigeria. And so regulators questioned if the money was being used properly, worrying it might not be spent on what it was meant for in the UK. Around this time, reports claimed that the UK Home Office had issued an airline alert preventing airlines from flying Bishop Oyedepo into the UK and imposing fines on any airline that did not comply. However, at the same time, some of Bishop Oyedepo's aides dismissed the claims, calling them the handwork of mischievous people. Coincidentally, it is important to note that the UK Home Office, the immigration, usually does not comment on individual travel or immigration cases. So many of the media claims remain unproven due to the government's silence. Nevertheless, there was a real issue on ground. The concerns were serious and the church had to provide answers to the authorities to clear its name in these investigations. So following a detailed review, the UK authorities published a report explaining what they had discovered after investigation. To start with, the commission saw no proof that the 60 million euros or any other funds had been mishandled. They were happy that the church's financial controls were robust and suited to the size of the organization. Although the review did spot a few minor issues, such as how some expenses were categorized, but the trustees were able to clarify and fix everything. And while the church was cleared out of any outright illegal financial activity, the commission offered the trustees advice on best practices. In short, the investigation cleared the church of most of the serious allegations found online, but it also meant the church would be monitored more closely and expected to follow UK charity rules carefully when it comes to finances and accountability. In summary, the investigation concluded that Winners Chapel UK was not guilty of misappropriating large sums of money. However, the charity was asked to strengthen its internal governance, especially around transactions involving related parties and the classification of financial transfers to ensure full compliance with UK charity law. Today, Winners Chapel in the UK, officially operating as World Mission Agency Winners Chapel International, continues to grow stronger than ever. The church has expanded rapidly across England and Wales, acquiring multiple properties to establish permanent bases for its growing congregation. Their headquarters in Dartford now boasts a 1,005-seater main auditorium, a 500-seater children's church, and a 300-seater teens church. The ministry remains closely aligned with the global mandate of Living Faith Church worldwide in Nigeria, serving as a key hub for major events like Shiloh, which are live streamed for delegates across the UK and Europe. In short, the church demonstrates steady growth, strong financial health, and an ambitious expansion strategy, proving that Winners Chapel UK keeps waxing stronger every year. However, for almost a decade now, Bishop David Oyedepo had been personally instructed by God not to leave Nigeria till further notice.
There's an adage, there is a saying, that if you leave the story of your life for your enemies or opposition to write, they will write it anyhow and their own way. And their own ways may not be the best for you. The Africans left the story of their life for the white to write, and they wrote it the way they like it. One unbeliever who muddled up everything He said they used Christianity for slavery in Africa. Africans have received Christianity long before it got to Europe and America. 3 sets of Europeans came to Africa. There is something we call power encounter. When the gods of the white missionaries defeated most of their idols, that is when our fathers surrendered to them.